This is VSiN, the sports betting network.
The numbers told the story, they always do.
It's one of those idiots who believe in analytics.
This is a numbers game with Gil Alexander on VSiN.
Good Wednesday morning to you. It is a numbers game at VSiN, the sports betting network, VSiN.com, Game Plus, iHeartRadio, YouTube TV, Sirius XM Channel 158. Gil Alexander, Kelly Midland.
Heyo.
In the house, live from Circa Resort Casino, downtown Las Vegas. Derek Stevens, Shangri-La in the desert. All brought to you by ProfitX, and proudly so, I might add.
You've
I don't know if I
confirmed that?
will.
They're proud?
I don't know if I will add it, but I might add.
Okay.
Yeah.
Have you talked to them? Are they proud?
I have not.
Okay.
I have not. I'm just assuming.
They're definitely proud of me. I don't know about you.
Yeah,
You're always...
You know what they say about assuming, Kelly? It makes you regret previous assumptions, and then it just keeps going because there's assumptions back and forth. Anyway, biggest story in sports globally yesterday. Let's start with it. You know where I'm going, don't you? Italy misses its third straight World Cup.
Yeah.
Listen, this may mean nothing to us, but that's like us, and by
Third
us,
straight?
by us I mean the United States of America. That's like us missing a baseball international tournament 3 straight times, or dare I say, an American football. I don't know. That might be one bridge too far, but you get the idea. So that's like the global horror was that yesterday.
Has the United States missed 3?
In a row?
Yeah.
Absolutely. I'm sure we have.
I would think so, too.
Yeah. He says less than confidently, but I think we have. Yeah. I think that before that, Italy's last World Cup missed before this 3 in a row.
I'm seeing a lot of U.S. in the World Cups on this list.
Well, I think it's easier for us to get in,
I think that is correct, yes.
1958 was the last time Italy missed a World Cup before this 3 in a row. So that's as bad as it gets. Good God.
Man,
anyway.
It really is wild. We were talking about it heading out of the studio yesterday. I'll be honest, I didn't realize it was 3 in a row at this point.
Yeah, okay. Anyway, that's our Italy World Cup update.
I thought it was a huge deal because it was like the first time ever in that many years.
Well, we got that dramatic tweet about it yesterday, too. So, for the deep forest of Bosnia, that whole tweet.
That was a great tweet. It pumped us up. It had us talking about it, at least.
Well, on the show today, Nick Whalen to talk NBA with us. We'll go country clubbing, talk Valero Texas Open. I have a couple tennis picks after yesterday's 0-2, a couple 3-set losses yesterday. That wasn't fun. On the hard, true green clay of Charleston. Got 2 more this morning.
I'm looking at it right now. It's gorgeous.
Charleston?
Yep.
Or the clay?
Well, the clay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Paul Sporer on Major League Baseball. How about Toddy Wishnev and Will Hill later? How about that? Kiniella. Todd Wishnev on the Final Four. Will Hill, all his bets. We'll keep Will for a couple. College basketball, Major League Baseball, everything he's betting, everything he's thinking about. He just had Ian Eagle on his podcast.
I saw that this morning. Yeah.
Ian Eagle's been on this show before. Do you know Jeff Parles, the Grover Cleveland of
I
producers?
was just going to ask you, what's the connection again? He went to like camp or something?
Jeff Parles went to broadcast camp as a kid, and apparently like Ian Eagle was the head of the broadcast camp. Yeah.
Just like many other businesses out there, it's all about the connections and the people you meet along the way.
Here are the
Jeff has not let that go since then.
Here's the 2 tennis plays today in Charleston. If I'll throw those out now, I was going to wait for country club, but we're going to throw them out now. Sure.
People are always eager for them.
Maria Sakkari plus 122 versus Paula Badosa today on the green clay of Charleston. Sakkari plus 122. Didn't really understand that price so much. And Anna Bondar, who has really good clay numbers at even money against Magdalena Frech. That's Frech, Kelly. So Sakkari and Bondar are your 2 plays on the women's side. By the way, the ability to share these on the show also will come to a screeching halt in about a week or 2 when we head to Europe. And then the time zones will be all fakakta at that point. So
more American tennis, Gil. We need it.
That's right.
So it's one of my It's one of my multiple points that will be on my platform for presidential race. Okay, more American tennis.
More American tennis.
The one that will catch on more though is keep American football in America. I'm getting upset about that.
I thought you were going to say indoors. That's your
no.
platform.
I just want to keep it in the U.S. I don't know why we got to fly to every country in the world to
I know
play
what you're
games.
doing. You're that candidate that really doesn't tell the voters what you really want to do, and then once you get put in office, you're like, indoor football, everybody. I know exactly what you're doing.
There you go.
You politicians are all the same. By the way, so July is when we return to the United States, post-clay, post-grass, in terms of what we play on, is what I was saying. Take-a-Palooza. Remember how I pronounced that dead the other day?
Yeah.
Were you surprised that I, oh boy. Boom. There we go. Is this a short one or the long one?
Take-a-Palooza makes its return.
We should have a camera on Kelly when he does that. You put no more passion into anything than you do that right there.
That music gets me jacked up. I'm ready to go, man.
Well, it's been mixed results, to say the least. We're 7-5 on these brain-dead NBA Take-a-Palooza parlays, really just playing in the background against tanking NBA teams. 46-6 on the legs, which should really kind of prove to you how insane these are, but they sprinkle the losses enough so that we've only made 0.69 units on this whole thing. This ain't 2018. And it's been, we've had some laughs. I'm going to do a four-legger tonight. I thought I was done with this, but what the heck?
Oh, there's a lot of options tonight, Gil. I do not blame you at all.
Yeah, it's not going to pay a bunch, right? But it's a Sixers, Knicks, Nuggets, Raptors four-legger tonight. Sixers are taking on the Washington Wizards. I believe that's how you pronounce that.
Mm-hmm.
Knicks are taking on the Grizzlies. Nuggets are taking on the Jazz. Raptors are taking on the Kings. And by taking on, I mean, there's a team across the court from them. This will only pay 37 cents on the dollar. But, as a background thing, my background saying, Sixers, Knicks, Nuggets, Raptors, we're going to do it. It's minus 271 if you want to convert it to the odds. Sixers, Knicks, Nuggets, Raptors. You endorse or do you not endorse?
Yeah, I do.
Okay.
I had written down Sixers. There's some Wizards injuries I want to see later. Like Alex Sarr might play tonight. Yeah. Like, did you see Anthony Davis news yesterday?
No.
Anthony Davis he's gonna start ramp up basketball activities, and you're like, for what? There's a week and a half left in the season.
I thought we already agreed he wasn't playing.
Like, what are we talking about? Yeah, I don't know. So I don't know what's going on there. A lot of these, it's just we've talked about this before. I'm just waiting usually later in the day with these, but anything that I do as far as these will be up VSiN.com. But I had the 76ers written down, Rockets written down, Knicks, and Nuggets. Raptors, I've got win totals just to root on, man.
Okay. All right. So it sounded like an endorsement.
Yeah, totally.
Sixers, Knicks, Nuggets, Raptors. Now that's the way to bet against the dregs of the National Basketball Association. But last night was a big night in the association. Luka, 42-12 in the Lakers' 14-point win of the Cavs. And J.J. Redick, instead of going sort of half-baked in terms of promoting Luka's candidacy for MVP, he went full steam last night, heaping praise. Quote, I think Luka has had as good of a month as anybody that I can remember in the modern NBA, at least since I've been part of it. It was Doncic's third straight 40-point game, lifting his March scoring total to 600 points. If you're wondering, hey there, Gil and Kelly, is 600 points a lot for a month of NBA basketball? Well, it joins Michael Jordan in 1987 as the only player to reach the mark in March in the history of the league, and one of only 10 players to score 600 points in any month ever. That's Luka's month of March.
He's been amazing. Absolutely amazing.
As LeBron watches quietly from across the court.
Hey, he had a triple-double the other night.
Yeah, he did.
When Luka was out.
Here are your current MVP odds. Shea drifting upward a little bit. Victor drifting downward a little bit. Minus 350 on Shea, plus 350 on Victor. Luka, the aforementioned, best odds you can get on him at either DraftKings or FanDuel, 30-1 still. And Nikola Jokic is 100-1 at FanDuel. Yesterday I went to the, what would you call the Boyd knockoff of FanDuel here in Nevada?
I would call it exactly that.
It's a knockoff.
I don't really know. I don't know exactly how it works,
right.
But Boyd very obviously uses the same, at least futures books?
It's the same
odds from FanDuel? Yeah.
But it's not real FanDuel, but it's our bastardization of FanDuel here in Nevada.
Do they still have the sign out there on Fremont?
Oh, I
don't know if
know.
any of the crew knows that, but they had a FanDuel sign on the Fremont casino, and I think there was an issue with that.
So I have Victor 25-1, right? And so because Nikola Jokic was 100-1, I just decided to go to the lovely Orleans Hotel. Have you ever frequented the lovely Orleans Hotel?
I haven't frequented, but I've been there.
Yeah. So I went in there for a moment and a half yesterday just to see. I was like, okay. And I even texted you and Danny beforehand. I go, let's just see. It's sort of like that those commercials on TV. We've replaced your normal dishwashing liquid with a garden variety brand. Let's see what happens.
You know what? I didn't know this part of the story. Like, I didn't know that's where you went.
Oh, yeah, that's where I went.
Every time that I've gone there, what you're about to describe has happened to me.
So I texted you guys and I said, let's see if they'll take $100 on this at 100 to 1. Nope. Guess how much they took.
I was driving around. I was like, no shot.
No shot. I knew not to go more than 100 because there was no shot at anything more than 100. They took 20 United States dollars. 20 at 100 to 1 on Nikola Jokic.
Yeah, that's what they took from me.
So
too.
if Victor Wembanyama wins this, I want everybody to do the proper accounting and subtract $20 from what I win.
They respected your 20 a whole lot more, though.
They moved it. Yeah, I forgot the best part of the story. The Boyd bastardization of FanDuel here in Nevada moved on my 20 United States dollars, which I don't know if you know this, is referred to as a Jackson.
Yes.
An Andrew Jackson. They moved it to 25 to 1. And I'm not even kidding.
I didn't know that's where you had gone. Dude, I don't know that I'll ever walk in there and make a bet again because I've had a hold up every time.
Yes. It's been a year, at least a year since there's always something stray there. You're like, well, I probably should out of obligation bet something here at this number.
Yeah, but
what's the point?
For whatever reason, it's like actually easier to do on their app than for every time I've gone to the counter there. It's like, hey, sir, will you wait 20 minutes and then we'll get to you? And you're like, wait, what?
On the other hand,
I just want to make a bet.
On the other hand, on the outside shot that Nikola Jokic wins MVP, I will actually be really thrilled that I had that $20 on it.
Yeah, I brought this up the other day. It was like, I have a lot on Nikola Jokic at plus 550, so it's kind of a no-brainer to just add on a little bit at 100 to 1.
Hey, it's April 1st. You know what that means? Circa put up April wins for baseball. Let's take a little look at that. It's a numbers game right here at VSiN.
There is no other college basketball betting analyst quite like him. His passion is unparalleled. He handicaps every game, every day, all season long. Sleep is not an option for him. He stays fresh by running 12 miles a day, every day, while doing his podcast and answering your tweets. He is Greg Hoops Peterson.
Tame the madness of March by catching Greg Peterson on VSiN, the sports betting network.
This is VSiN, a network of sports betting analysts, writers, hosts, and handicappers, all here to help you become a more confident bettor. We broadcast live every day from Las Vegas, the sports betting capital of the world, and from studios across the country, giving you insight from every angle of the action. Take VSiN with you wherever you go with the VSiN Watch app or catch us on streaming platforms and regional sports networks. You can also listen live on SiriusXM channel 158 and on radio stations nationwide. Check out VSiN.com as well for betting tools, exclusive betting splits, AI-powered player prop projections from Opta, pro picks for every game, plus in-depth betting guides and articles built to give you an edge. From sharp betting analysis and daily best bets to insider interviews and expert breakdowns, VSiN is your trusted source for everything happening in the world of sports betting. See everything we have to offer at VSiN.com and become part of the Sports Betting Network.
It's a hump day edition of Money Moves, and we've got a good one planned for you. Matt Brown, VSiN host and contributor, is going to join us. He's the host of Long Shots. We'll get his thoughts on the upcoming tournament this weekend, get some best bets, and, of course, some big prices on some golfers to win. Chuck Esposito will join us as well. We'll get some bookmakers' perspective on the Final Four and more, and Adam Rosenberg to break down a very good Major League Baseball card. You're not going to want to miss it. It's Money Moves, only on VSiN, the Sports Betting Network, 11 to 1 Pacific, 2 to 4 Eastern.
VSiN, the Sports Betting Network.
Numbers game brought to you by Profit X. If you're not on Profit X yet, Masters Week is the perfect time, I should say, to start. New users get a sign-up bonus up to $100 in bonus cash just for getting started with promo code VSiNMM. That's MM as in March Madness. And by the way, Masters Week next week. And next week, Profit X dropping their Masters of Your Domain contest. During the Masters, make one play of $50 or more on any Masters market, win or lose, and earn an entry to win a $1,000 golf prize of your choice. You can pick from a $1,000 round of golf, $1,000 club of your choice, a $1,000 gift card to any golf apparel brand. Any of those, win or lose on your play, you're still in the running. Download the Profit X app, use promo code VSiNMM, make your first purchase, earn that bonus, and get in on the action at Augusta. Download Profit X today and use promo code VSiNMM.
Let's go.
Our buddy Bill Krackenberger is going to be down there in Augusta doing his thing.
Nothing like Crack live from Augusta.
It's awesome.
If you guys haven't seen it before, you need to. If you just listen to this show, you need to figure out a way to watch Crack at Augusta. He goes all out.
Let's be clear. It's outside of the gates of Augusta, but it's still Augusta.
I am so impressed with Bill Krackenberger's production capabilities when he gets down there. What was it, 2 years ago when he had the golf cart, set up the phone on the golf cart for him to stand in front of with just the perfect backdrop of the entrance of to Augusta.
Magnolia Lane behind him.
Magnolia Lane right behind him.
Yeah.
I was so impressed.
But don't set foot at inside Augusta National and try that.
Yeah.
And we'll let you do that.
That'd be a problem.
That was cool of him. So here's the thing. This is going to be a little janky because with the way that the Major League Baseball season starts, there's a few games in March. This year, to be honest with you, as many as 5 games in March. And then, of course, the month of April. So books do this differently. So your DraftKings and your Caesars of the world, they have these markets up. And this is the 3rd year doing this. And shout out to all the books for doing this because we've had a ball with them. March, April is the market at both DraftKings and Caesars. So what we will show in terms of odds on the screen will be the adjusted March, April numbers at DraftKings. Circa, which we do this lovely show from, and this lovely sports book behind us, look at this thing, for God's sakes. Circa does April only. Now, as the months proceed, this will not be a problem anymore, right? May's May, June's June, all that. It just happens here at the beginning of the season where there's the few games in March, and Circa chooses not to do this. Now, in terms of tiebreakers, there's also a difference. I prefer the Circa tiebreaker, right? The Circa tiebreaker is if you end up with the same amount of wins at DraftKings and Circa at the end of the month, they just dead heat you. But at Circa, they have tiebreakers. The first tiebreaker is fewest losses. So again, if you're 20-9 versus 20-8, the 20-8 will win the cash. The second tiebreaker, if all that is equal, let's say you end up with the exact same identical record, then it goes to run differential, which is when you will see me update on this show. We do our graphic. I do it every day. Not yet. So few games into it. But anyway, so what we're going to show you is a little mix of both, and we'll give you odds for both. This right here, though, first thing is these are the games that exist in the month of April for all the 30 Major League Baseball clubs. The Minnesota Twins play the most games. For Caesars and DraftKings, that's a great thing, right? More opportunities to win games, period. At Circa, while it may seem like it's a great thing, it also gives you more opportunity to lose games too. So if you were to have a good season, a good month, you could lose on a loss tiebreaker, on having more losses, let's say. But there you see the others. 27s, most teams play 26 games in the 30-day month of April. Milwaukee, Tampa Bay, San Diego, and Arizona play the fewest, 25. They have 5 days off. So just knowing that as sort of a beginning is a good thing to know. Now, in terms of the DraftKings adjusted March, April wins. So remember, we talked about this before. These got on the board at Caesars March, April. Here are the DraftKings adjusted March, April wins market odds. No surprise, the Los Angeles Dodgers are 2-1. Oh, my God, is that low? And then it's the Yankees and Jays, 7-1 and 8-1, respectively. Everybody else is double digits. And you see their records, their current records, because remember, this is March, April, so what they've done already counts, right? It matters that the Dodgers, Yankees, Jays, Astros, Rangers, and Brewers have already banked 4 wins. They're in the driver's seat for March, April, both DraftKings and Caesars.
Yeah, does the Brewers schedule just get brutal here? 17-1.
17-1 on the Brew Crew. How about the Rangers, which we have the season win
Rangers
total
too,
over
yeah.
on? Yeah, 4-1. 4-1, I should say. Okay, so this is going to be a little derivative of what we did before March, April on the show, but I just want to give you just a smattering of examples. Let's go with 4 teams here. So the Detroit Tigers are 28-1 in that adjusted March, April. If I go to Circa and you just want to do April alone at Circa, the Tigers are 10-1. I would not bet the Detroit Tigers. They play 12 home games, 15 away in the month of April. And what you're seeing at the top there is 85.5 was the Tigers' pre-flop season win total. The average season win total of their opponents collectively in the month of April is 79.76, which is good, but not great. Good, but not great. And as you can see, it's, I don't know. It doesn't end very easily. At Boston, home Milwaukee, at Cincinnati, at Atlanta. Again, 12 home, 15 away. That might not sound like much, but it is something. And 79.76, the average pre-flop season win total of their opponents. Not a bet for me at either number, either market. Let's go to the Dodgers. The Dodgers are justifiably priced. I hate to say it, but they are, and I do have this thought every time we do this, which is, are we entering a world where these monthly markets, the first sentence always has to be, well, just so you know, I wouldn't frown on any Dodgers bet, period. Mm-hmm. Because with a 102.5 win, pre-flop season win total, they're 13 home and 13 away in the month of April. The average opponent season win total pre-flop number on them here in the month of April is 77.15. Yeah. And as you can see, they're going to be favored in every single baseball game.
Okay, that's all I was going to ask.
With the exception of maybe a game in Toronto, I don't know, maybe even those. Right. Maybe a game against the Mets games are at home. They're not going to be dogs at any of those. So the price, by the way, they're 2-1 in the adjusted March, April over there at DraftKings. They are, in case you're wondering, plus 330 to win April at Circa. April as its own entity. I cannot tell you that that's wrong. But if you wanted a sexier bet,
I want a sexier bet. Give me a sexier bet than the Dodgers.
All right,
Come on.
You remember when I did March, April, my second choice was the Mets. The Mets is probably my second choice here too, right? 15 home games, 11 away. Mets season win total before the season started was 90.5. The average season win total before the season started for their opponents was 77.19 in terms of their April opponents. Maybe you've already drawn conclusions from some of their opponents that differ with what the season win total was 5 games ago. I'm not willing to do that yet, but just to give you an idea, that's the schedule the Mets face. And I wouldn't hate you, right, if you played the Mets adjusted season win total in March, April at DraftKings or Caesars. For the month of April at Circa, they're plus 925. Yeah, that ain't bad.
And you're getting 12-1 DraftKings.
12-1 DraftKings, plus 925 April alone. I don't hate that either. Now, I'll just say this. You know what I have already for March, April is the Reds at 35-1. The Reds at Circa for April are right around there. They're 30-1, if I'm not mistaken. Let me make sure of that. 33-1. Thank you, Danny. 33-1 on the Reds at April. What is their adjusted 30-1? 30-1 at DraftKings, the adjusted March, April. But the reason, and I know there's no Hunter Green either, right? It's 13 home and 13 away for the Reds. They get Paul Skeens today, right? So even though the Pirates had a 78.5 season win total before the season started, they certainly aren't a 78.5 win team today. Mm-hmm. But if you did the same exercise, what is the average season win total of all their collective opponents over the course of the month of April? It's 74.69. So in terms of the schedule they get to face, nobody has it easier than the Reds, and that's why I went to them as the long shot. Could they very easily be 3-3 today, 0-1 in April? Absolutely. But you know what? They end with the Rockies. There's a lot of patsies in between, right? There's the Angels, there's the Twins, there's a lot of these. Cincinnati Reds, for me, was the sneaky play in all this. So for me, it remains the same. Whether you're doing the adjusted in March, April at DraftKings or Caesars, whether you're doing the April exclusive at Circa, to me, I completely understand why you would bet the Dodgers in either of those markets. think 2-1 adjusted to be honest with you, March, April is a little low at DraftKings. But certainly I wouldn't mind the plus 330 at Circa. It's just not a bet I'm going to make. I would think the Mets are the second choice once again, and I think the Reds, for me, as the long shot, are the best choice in terms of the number. But, to each his own. Just a few teams to show you. Maybe you'll go elsewhere. That's sort of my take on this first stretch of the MLB season.
Obviously, not everybody has access to Circa that's listening to us, but I would think the Dodgers makes more sense there than a 2-1 here. I mean, there's a bunch of other good teams that have the same amount of wins as the Dodgers.
Again, the beauty of these bets, it's a short runway, gets you locked into an MLB season where you wouldn't otherwise if you didn't have this kind of short runway type of bet. Coming back on a numbers game at VSiN.
Time. There's nothing more valuable. It's what drives everyone to make the most of every moment. We celebrate living large in the now. In a city where time disappears, we create experiences that electrify the soul and memories that will last forever. We go big, we go all night, and here, everyone is invited. So get loose and get loud.
This is Circa. You'll have the time of your life.
Laptop or phone, couch or sportsbook, VSiN goes where you go. Wherever you watch VSiN, the experience stays seamless. Live shows, replays, and sports-specific clips all at your fingertips. VSiN Watch puts you in the driver's seat. Available in Roku, Samsung, Amazon, iOS, Android, app stores, or get it direct from the source at VSiN.com. Download VSiN Watch today on your favorite app store and join us on the Sports Betting Network.
This is VSiN, the Sports Betting Network. VSiN, the Sports Betting Network.
If you want to bet smarter, and I know you do, start with Smarter Insights on the website, VSiN.com. Right now you can check out Greg Peterson's MLB Best Bets, Wes Reynolds' Texas Open preview, and the Daily Racing Form as their Race of the Day handicap. And later today you can check out Zach Cohen's NBA picks and props, Adam Burke's MLB Best Bets, and Jonathan Davis's NHL picks. Get VSiN Pro for as little as $9.99 for your first 30 days, or save 50% off with an annual subscription. Find all of our subscription options at VSiN.com/subscribe. We get tweets, beat of the book. Always appreciate the feedback. This is from, we got a bunch here. Where do I begin? This is from John Reese. Divot Sand is where he is, at Divot Sand. He says, Gil, is there any other kind of fodder other than cannon fodder? That's a very good question.
That's a good one. Add it to the list.
Add it to the list. Who's keeping that list, Kelly?
I don't know.
Mike Alvarez, going off on your over-under for umpires' calls being overturned. I think a grand salami bet for the same thing would be fun. The other day when I mentioned Stevie dumpster diving for tickets, it was a reference to a story Stevie told before, by the way. Thank you for that, Mike. People have all kinds of betting markets they want to suggest for these, just the horrible balls and strike calls. No Emu Doug. We need lines on how many ball strike calls will be overturned in each game. Apparently, we also need Hawkeye for the bases. Did you see this yesterday? C.B. Buckner. You see this, Kelly?
No.
C.B. Buckner, who is calling balls and strikes today. This might be must-see TV for C.B. Buckner behind home plate with the Rays and the Brewers. But the Rays played the Brewers yesterday. This was a sixth inning. Brewers are winning 4-2. And Jake Bauers is just, he hits a infield, ground ball, and he's running to first. And he gets there. And C.B. Buckner, who's the first base umpire, says he misses first base. And he, clearly stepped on first base, right in front of him. It's so bad that both Kevin Cash, the Rays manager, and Pat Murphy, the Brewers manager, they lock eyes at one point. They just start laughing. That's how bad it's gotten. The opposing managers look at each other laughing at this.
I am so here for this, man. This is going to be a disaster. I can't wait for it.
Oh, my God. That is terrible. And one more. Peter Watry says, World Cup update. Italy is out. With Djokovic in attendance, Bosnia wins in penalty kicks after a 1-1 tie. Winning penalty scored by a Wisconsin kid whose parents are Bosnian, known as the Milwaukee Messi. Stadium only held 12,000 fans. Sounded like 12 million. There you go.
Dying laughing. We got one from James Fessler, too, updating me on the U.S. Soccer history. Played in the 1950 World Cup. Didn't show up again to 1990. So, yeah, I think they missed more than three straight.
They missed a few. I seem to remember that in 1990. They're like, this is such a big deal. We're in the World Cup.
I do now that James tweets it to you.
He is not the.
I was looking at recent history.
He is not the Milwaukee Messi, but he's the Milwaukee Whalen. Nick Whalen joins us now, courtesy of the Progressive Guest Line. You can follow him on Twitter at Whalen, but substitute the number 1 for the letter L. He, of course, the co-host of Prop Points, which follows us each and every day here on the network with our buddy Jeff Erickson. How you doing, Nick?
Doing well, guys. I'm not the Milwaukee Messi. I don't think it would be possible for me to know less about soccer than I do right now. I think my soccer knowledge has hit an all-time low. Same with hockey knowledge. As far as if I could name 10 active NHL players, I'm not sure I could get there. The other thing on that CB Buckner story last night, which was just incredible, wasn't even looking at the call.
Right.
He was looking off down the sideline. I tweeted this last night. I mean, I kind of admire the confidence to not even see the play and then just blindly be like, yeah, he's out. He's out. On
He's out.
A 99.9% type of play, where of course the guy's going to hit the bag. To not even see it, if you're going to default to something and you're not watching the play, wouldn't you just say, yeah, he's probably safe? And if they want to challenge it, they can. Just an incredible level of confidence from CB last night. He's having himself a week.
He's having himself a week.
Really is.
Wow. What was that show on VH1? You're having the best week ever. CB Buckner. Nick, that's terrible. He's the new Angel Hernandez, and that's not a good thing, by the way. Okay, to the National Basketball Association tonight. What did you land on?
Well, we have an interesting slate with a healthy mixture of what should be competitive games and then our usual array of double-digit spreads, where Milwaukee, which huge win for the Bucks last night over the Dallas Mavericks. Now they're 17.5-point dogs on the road. Denver's a huge favorite against Utah. One spot that I went to right away was Pacers Bulls, because we should have plenty of points on the board. Neither of these teams are overly interested in winning this game, but probably matters a little bit more for Indiana to find a way to lose. Now, the Pacers have already ruled out TJ McConnell, Aaron Nesmith, Andrew Nembhard, Jarris Walker. does look like Pascal Siakam and Obi Toppin are going to play. When Siakam specifically is out there, the Pacers have actually been a semi-respectable team, but they're only 1.5 games up right now on Sacramento to remain in the bottom 3, where you get those same odds at the number 1 pick. More importantly, the Pacers pick is now top 4 protected from the Zubac trade. So they absolutely need to do everything they can to stay in the bottom 4. I could see Indiana keeping this game competitive in the first half. So I would think about grabbing Indiana on the first half line. I think they'll make sure they find a way to lose it in the second half. Now, the total's up to 248.5 for a reason. Indy is the worst defense in the NBA. They are weirdly a top 10 offense over the last 10 games. Bulls, of course, bottom 5 in defense, number 1 in pace. One prop I would look at here, guys, I think this is maybe just a little bit mispriced. A Josh Giddey triple-double, plus 187 over at DraftKings. I mean, this is closer to plus 150 at some other books. It's at exactly plus 150 at FanDuel. He's got 7 triple-doubles in his last 12 games. He's averaging 16 points, 12 assists, 9 rebounds in that span. And again, should be a close back-and-forth game, and Giddey's still playing close to his normal workload most nights.
When I first came back from vacation after the Super Bowl, I was talking about all the tanking teams and all their motivations. I brought up the Pacers thing and the Zubac trade and how they only have 1 through 4 protected. And I think my comment at the time was, man, they must really love Zubac for this. But since then, I guess what the Pacers' stance pretty much is, if it ain't Boozer, Peterson, DeBonsa, or Caleb Wilson, they're not interested, I guess is their stance on this. And you can't guarantee 1 through 4, right? You can only get as many ping pong balls as possible to sort of weigh it in your favor. But obviously with the lottery, there's no guarantee. What else tonight?
Yeah, so, looking down the board, I do lean over in that Bucks-Rockets game. Total sitting at 218.5 right now. It's up about a point from where it opened last night. Second night of a home road back-to-back for Milwaukee. Played at home last night. Now you head out to Houston. Maybe building a little confidence with that win over the Mavericks. Also a back-to-back for the Rockets, who are coming off a really nice win over the New York Knicks at home last night. Got up early in that game, never really looked back. I feel like this could be a bit of a letdown spot, especially defensively for the Rockets after taking on a good team last night. Bucks have obviously been horrific on the defensive side of things. A couple props in Knicks Grizzlies, where, kind of a unique situation here with the Knicks coming off of that brutal loss last night. Haven't really played that well over the last couple of weeks. You do get a reprieve going up against Memphis. This is more of a prop spot for me. Karl Anthony Towns loves beating up on these bad teams. Usually does not play well when they actually need him in big games, but I would look at the over 15.5 rebounds plus assists for him. That's at plus money. Memphis gives up the most rebounds in the NBA. They are bottom 3 in terms of assists allowed. Pretty much rolling out a G League roster at this point. And then if you don't want to play Cat, or even in addition to Cat, I would look at OG Anunoby. 7.5 rebounds plus assists feels like a really low number. He's a little bit shakier night to night. One of those guys who'll go way over this number and then way under the next night, but should be a good spot. And I think this could be a fairly competitive game, at least for 2.5, 3 quarters. I don't really know if the Knicks are in the circle of trust as far as a team that we expect to go in and just hammer a team like Memphis, even at this point in the season.
Before we go, Nick, because I feel contractually obligated to ask you. By the way, Nick ended his sentence on an inflection upward, so I didn't know that we were done here. But MVP, if you had a vote, who is your MVP for the NBA season right now?
Oh, man. Well, I was on with Mitch and Paulie earlier this week and was just saying, I think Victor Wembanyama has a legitimate case. Somebody tweeted at me and told me it was the most asinine VSiN segment they had ever seen. Just the suggestion that Victor Wembanyama could be in the race. Look, if I really do take this stuff seriously. I wish I had a vote because I care about this stuff way more than I should. It still would be SGA for me. I wouldn't feel great about it. It's not one of those, you absolutely have to vote for him. It does kind of feel like the narrative has shifted toward Wembanyama. It's kind of been, it's been his season. It's certainly been his second half. The Spurs have won, 25 of the last 26 with Wembanyama in the lineup. They've been right there with OKC. But, man, the efficiency for SGA is just ridiculous, right? And we could get into the foul baiting stuff. I don't really care about that. Every superstar guard over the last 2 decades basically has done that. It's just something you got to do if you want to be a 30-point per game scorer in the NBA. But a guard shooting 55% from the field, doing everything he does for them offensively, being, not only a good defender, but to me, a plus defender on that end of the court. OKC's been without so many guys this season. I was saying earlier this week, I think this is one of those awards where it probably goes to SGA, but we're going to relitigate this when we get to the Western Conference Finals, and it's Thunder Spurs, and it feels like whoever wins that series is going to be kind of the quote-unquote true MVP, or that's who we're going to feel like should have won the award.
Most asinine segment ever. You know, we had the Jardiance girl on once.
Don't worry, Nick. I guarantee you I've done
Trust
worse.
me. Trust me.
It has become
safe.
It has become an impossible conversation though, because it's four guys with great cases. It's one of the best MVP races involving more than two guys we've seen ever. And yeah, Nick, I've caught a lot of that heat too. It sounds like you're dissing these guys, but like, no, it's just you're being asked who would you put 1, 2, 3, 4.
The guy at 100-1 leads the league in rebounds and assists. Just want to point that out.
Right.
Nick, thank you so much. Appreciate it.
Anytime, guys. Thank you.
Nick Whalen, Prop Points today, as every day, Monday through Friday, 1 p.m. Eastern, 10 a.m. Pacific, right here on the network. We'll come back. Most outstanding player in the March Madness tournament and more next.
VSiN's player prop projection tool is now available for the NBA. Get projections for points, assists, rebounds, and more powered by Opta AI. On VSiN.com/NBA props, we line up our projections against the latest DraftKings odds so you can quickly spot mismatches and find value before the market adjusts. The NBA player prop projections tool is available exclusively to VSiN Pro subscribers. Check it out now at VSiN.com/NBA props and join us on the Sports Betting Network.
There is no other college basketball betting analyst quite like it. His passion is unparalleled. He handicaps every game, every day, all season long. Sleep is not an option for him. He stays fresh by running 12 miles a day, every day, while doing his podcast and answering your tweets. He is Greg Hoops Peterson.
Tame the madness of March by catching Greg Peterson on VSiN, the Sports Betting Network.
VSiN, the Sports Betting Network.
A numbers game brought to you by ProfitX. If you're not on ProfitX yet, Masters Week is the perfect time to start. New users get a sign-up bonus up to $100 in bonus cash just for getting started with promo code VSiNMM. MM is in March Madness. And next week, ProfitX dropping their Masters of Your Domain contest. Little Seinfeld-y thing right there, I think. During the Masters, make one play of $50 or more on any Masters market, win or lose, and earn an entry to win a $1,000 golf prize of your choice. Which one would you go with here, Kelly? You could pick from a $1,000 round of golf.
I was thinking about this earlier.
A $1,000 club of your choice.
Yep.
A $1,000 gift card to any golf apparel brand.
I would be the first one.
Me too. First one, round of golf. Win or lose on your play, and you're still in the running. Download the ProfitX app. Use promo code VSiNMM. Make your first purchase. Earn that bonus and get in on the action at Augusta. Download ProfitX today and use promo code VSiNMM. Man, right from March Madness into a tradition unlike any other.
Fired up, man.
Can't wait.
Golf's been great the past few weeks.
We get tweets. Speeding the book. Razor Blade. There will not be one single game this Major League Baseball season where a 20-cent or more straddle, DraftKings, FanDuel, MGM, Caesars, etc., will have a better price on either side than any exchange. 0 for 2,430 guaranteed. It's sad they can still do it. People just don't care. Razor Blade, you are 100% correct. Kevin Ryan, Gil, if the lead story of the day is Italy missing the World Cup, I think I might switch over and watch The View. He didn't like it. We did 90 seconds on Italy. He didn't like it. Sorry. Just had to go global on you for a second there, Kevin Ryan.
What's on The View today? Let me
That's
know,
right.
Kevin.
Let me know what Whoopi's talking about. JD in Florida. Hey, Gil, who's having a worse week? CB Buckner or Tiger Woods? That call last night was hideous considering it was right in front of him. I'll still go Tiger. Worst week. Still Tiger.
Yeah.
Just call me Skip. I had the honor of meeting Todd Wishnev at Rivers this weekend. What you see on VSiN is what you get from Todd. Highlight was Friday night when he had the crowd chanting defense during the Michigan State game. Doesn't surprise me at all.
That's great.
Doesn't surprise me at all. No Emu Doug is back. He said Jordan Olajuwon and Antetokounmpo won the Defensive Player of the Year award and MVP in the same year. Add Wemby this year? ? Hey, man, works for me.
Good possibility of it.
Dan Groeschel, there's nothing more exciting on today's sports calendar than Rays Brewers. If the umpire rotation holds true, CB Buckner will be behind home plate. I cannot wait to see how he tops the missed call from last night. I mentioned that earlier. Must-see TV. For all the wrong reasons. Brosek 1870, 2 questions today. Will you count Illinois as a formula winner since they're currently in the top 20 in both offense and defense? Only if they end that way, Stephen. And Survivor, no tiebreakers. I have Michigan, Illinois, and UConn playing at Michigan, then winner of the other side. Max value, correct? Yes, is my answer. You said the James Fessler one already. Jeff Isaacs. I was at the Orleans years ago during March Madness. A buddy tried to place a $500 two-team parlay at the window. They got a supervisor and eventually let him do $100. Haven't been back since.
Yep.
Sounds right.
It's that every time.
Scott, New York Mets 16. The voice of gambling has books running scared with his respected $20 wager, dropping lines from 100 to 1 to 25 to 1. When Gil talks, Vegas listens. I couldn't believe it. $20, really?
I just remember, like one of the times I went, it was the manager had to come over, and then they told me to come back in like 15. They're like, give us like 15 minutes. I'm like, wait, what?
Yeah.
Like, what? I literally went to the bar and had a drink, and then like came back 20 minutes later.
The knockoff.
And they were finally ready to deal with the customer then, I guess.
Trojan Ram. Again, you guys with the Orleans bashing. So what if you can only bet a Jackson on a futures bet? At least they got rid of the giant creepy heads that used to hover over the blackjack pit. Oh, yeah, that's true.
It's still kind of like a weird vibe in there. I don't know. It's dark. They're going for the whole like New Orleans thing, right? Like, don't they have like the fake windows up like inside, right? I don't know. It's odd. It's odd.
Aaron Bender, I had an epiphany walking the streets of Boulder yesterday. It came to me that Ludwig wins the Masters. Let's go Country Club and 5% on Calci. Oh, he likes Ludwig Gobert. All right, we'll get to more of these. There's tons coming up.
Playing very well.
I want to say a couple things.
Brandy Norwood on The View today, by the way, just in case.
Brandy?
Yeah.
You know who Brandy Norwood is? She's Brandy. Moesha.
Oh, really? That's Brandy?
Yeah, Brandy. Can I tell you something about Brandy?
Never mind. I was kind of making it as a joke. People might switch over.
Brandy, who burst on the scene as a teenager, one of the great underrated actual voices. She
was awesome.
She's tremendous to this day. She has a tremendous voice.
Oh, she will be talking about her book, Phases, a memoir.
Oh. Well, she has gone through a lot of phases. Brandy the singer, Brandy the actress.
I had no idea that was like brandy.
Thanks for tuning into The View, everybody. A couple things. So, one,
we have time.
I also had a dream last night. This is a true story. Had a dream that I failed to put in my Survivor pick on time.
Oh, boy.
And in 30th place, I was so distraught about this. And then I looked at the standings, and 6 other people in front of me failed to put in their picks. So I was like, even worse, right? I was like, oh, my God, I could have just... Anyway, it's a reminder. Put in your Survivor picks on time.
Is there anything worse than... Well, I don't want to say gambling dreams, but then like work dreams. You ever have work dreams? Like I have dreams sometimes about like being late for work, and then I wake up. I wake up and then my alarm's going off, and I'm like, I gotta get ready now.
You know what just tapered off about 5-10 years ago, but it had gone for like decades, was not knowing anything for a final exam in college. Which was like actually a dream about truth, where I'd be like, wait, what do I gotta know?
No. I've had those too. Yeah, where you're like, you're like 32, and you're like having dreams about like missing something in high school or college, and like waking up like and freaking out about it. It's
those finally went away.
This hasn't mattered in 15 years.
So Kelly and I consider ourselves to be, fairly intelligent human beings. Can I speak for yourself?
Yes, it is fairly.
And so, before shows, day before, morning of. There's certain stats we want to get to buttress some of our points that we're going to make that lead to bets or don't lead to bets, whatever. We want to have resources.
Mm-hmm. I was scouring markets once again.
You were scouring
books,
and
for a market.
I saw that Kelly wanted to talk about most outstanding player in the NCAA tournament, so I figured, being thinking I'm fairly intelligent, well, this should be readily available stats,
surely,
for just 4 games of basketball. For the teams that remain in the Final Four. Guess what? You can't find NCAA tournament individual stats anywhere for the tournament itself. They're non-existent.
You texted me about this.
Why is this?
I have no idea. It's the NCAA tournament. Like we have AI and everything going these days. There's not like a website for me to go to and check out who's averaging the most points through the tournament so far.
I mean,
this is also supposed to be for the Final Four, right? The most outstanding player. So it's kind of like doesn't matter up until now, I guess. But I think that's going to creep into thoughts.
Well, here's the thing. The only thing you can really talk about to this point is generalities of these players.
Mm-hmm.
So, by the way, the NCAA's Most Outstanding Player is an annual award given to the best player in the Final Four, specifically. But yes, all things being equal, you should know what they've done to the tournament to this point because these are human beings voting on it. So now, Yaxel Lendenborg of Michigan, his 2 parents have interesting names as well. He's considered the overall favorite. Not only considered, but he is the overall favorite. He's plus 230. He's scoring 23-plus points last 3 games. So that's how he's heading into the tournament.
It makes sense as the favorite in the sense. Okay, this always comes from the team who wins the national championship.
Okay, so that's the first thing that needs to be said.
Yeah.
I was going to conclude with that, but let's start with that. The last most outstanding player to win the award that did not win the national championship. Any idea?
Oh, I have no idea. I didn't think it ever happened.
1983, when Akeem Olajuwon, then spelled without the letter H, won the most outstanding player in the Final Four.
That's right.
That was the year that NC State beat Houston in one of the great upsets in NCAA tournament history, with Jim Valvano searching desperately for Derek Wittenberg to hug. But they gave the MOP that year to Akeem Olajuwon from Phi Slamma Jamma Houston Cougars. And remember, ladies and gentlemen in history, Phi Slamma Jamma ultimately ain't worth a damn because they lost both in 83 and 84 in the finals. But anyway, Akeem is the last one to win from a non-championship team. That's 40, what is that? That's 43 years ago.
Great point. There's nobody remaining in the tournament, though, that could steal that, right?
So it has to be, right, it has to be consistent with your handicap of who's going to win the tournament, because there's no Akeem in this one, right? As great as these players are, there's no Akeem here. So Yaxel Lendenborg averaging 23 points a game his last 3 games. He's plus 230. You have 2 Arizona Wildcats, Braden Burries and Jaden Bradley, right behind him. And, of course, that's correspondent with the fact that Michigan and Arizona favored to win the title. Keaton Wagler is the shortest shot for the Illini. He's 7-1. Wagler, to this point, he was named the South Region's most outstanding player. I don't know if you know that they gave that to the region, but they did, and he won it for his region. Then it's Coapete of Arizona, by the way, until you get to Terrace Reed. Terrace Reed Jr. of UConn. If you're a UConn guy, you go Reed Jr. or Caravan.
Oof.
Caravan at this point averaging 17 points per game in the tournament thus far. But Terrace Reed, remember, had that he had that 31.27 rebound game earlier. Anyway, this is for the Final Four, but know all those things headed in because all things being equal, that's going to bleed into the voters'